All right, fellas, here we go. Week 3 summary. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the standings for the first time since we're 3 games in to see what kind of trends we're looking at, what teams are doing well, which teams aren't, which teams that could be, and just to kind of see if we got a little flow here and some surprises and so forth. And then obviously we'll get into the last week's schedule and see who did well, who didn't, and so forth as well. So anyway, looking at the standings here, Eagles, as expected, doing well, leading the league in scoring, and they're 3-0 on top of the NFC. One of the surprise teams has been Superfly. Superfly, I didn't give them a lot of love at the beginning of the season, but Superfly is 3-0 and sitting up there with 227 points, which puts them right there near the top of the pack. So Market Squad is doing well starting out the season. Crusher, 2-1. Having a good season at 239 points as well, puts them in about third place. And then Illmatic at 1-2, Bomb Squad 1-2, Don Mega, Don Mega at 1-2, and then the boys is at 0-3. Over at the AFC, we got Just for Fun 3-0. That's a little surprise, but we still got to watch Just for Fun. They put up that 118 points the first week, and right now they're at 241. So that's about a 60-point average over the last 2 games. Not bad, but definitely a step down from that big game from the first week. But nevertheless, Rick is 3-0, so that's where you want to be. At 241 points, also he's in second place as far as scoring. Bet Your Money, 2-1. Clyde is at 2-1. Killer Bees 1-2. No Limit 1-2. Real Deal 1-2, and then the Gangsters at 0-3. So as far as points go, the Eagles leading the way at 263. Just for Fun 241. Crushers at 239 is in third. Then you have Superfly, Bet Your Money at 227. And then you get more into the middle of the pack. There's a kind of a significant jump down from that 227 to the next tier of teams, which you're looking at Illmatic, 192, Killer Bees, 188, No Limit, 180, and Bomb Squad, 175. So you have a kind of a clutter there right in the middle. Don Mega down 158, Real Deal 161, Gangsters 165. So most of the teams are falling between 158, 192, pretty much where the rest of the league is at. And then, of course, the boys is at 137. So, I don't have anything to say about what's going on with my squad right now. So that's kind of where we are right now. And like the Eagles are doing what we thought they would do, looking really good, getting out the gate. A lot of football obviously left, so some things will change, as we know it always does in fantasy football as the season progresses. So no need to lose faith and lose hope. Keep pushing. Let's go into last week's games, and I'm so tired of looking at the first game because it's obviously I'm opening up the window. It's always my game, and I'm always opening up to a loss. And in this case, it was a major one. 92-31. Kaepernick's got to go to the bench, and a whole bunch of people need to go to the bench. Ridley's not doing anything for me. Kyle Rudolph not doing anything. Torrey Smith, he's doing okay, but he just can't get in the end zone. So it's just nothing's happening right now. So I'm going to keep pushing, but some things have got to change. Phillip Rivers, you're in the game. The Eagles, like I said, is looking good. Drew Brees is doing what Drew Brees does. Adrian Peterson, he's not having a monster season, but he's steady. Deshaun Jackson's been pretty solid for him. Josh Gordon, who I think was out the first 2 games, came back with a huge game of 146 yards and a touchdown, 47 yards touchdown. So we'll see if he continues doing what he's doing. And then he's also got the tight end from Denver. So even McFadden, I didn't realize that me and Bill talked yesterday, but McFadden's been steady. He's not putting up big numbers as far as yards goes, but he's putting up steady numbers. He's getting 7 points scored every week. So Bill's just looking solid all the way through. Really no weak spots for Bill right now. And that's despite the fact that David Wilson just went from being a potential top 10 running back to just being totally out of sight. But nevertheless, the Eagles are rolling. Second game, we had Clyde, 69. Real Deal 45, big game from Romo, big game from the Bears D. That made up for 50 of his points. Dwayne Bowe, nothing. Fred Davis, nothing. Cecil Shorts had a good game for him. And Clyde's not playing. I don't know if he realizes it or not. I'm going to maybe give Clyde a call, but he's not playing with the kicker. The kicker from Washington is out. So he needs to get that tweet. Over at Real Deal, just no big games from anybody. Luck 9, Forte 9, but then Miller, Wayne, Sanu, Myers, all twos. Like you, again, I keep bringing this back up, but when you start seeing a bunch of twos and ones, normally you're not going to have a good game. And that was the case here for Real Deal. I'm looking at 5, 2s, 1s, or 0s. Vikings D and the kicker did okay for him, but good game, good solid game for Clyde. Pick up the win. Crushers, the MD, kind of up and down. Big game first week. I think kind of a low game last week. Now another 90-point game this week. Russell Wilson, big game with 24. Shady McCoy over there looking good this season. Had another 16-point game. Calvin Johnson. Another big game, catching a lot of yards again this year, getting a lot of receptions. Welker, once again, got in the end zone. So MD looking solid over there. Even with Vernon Davis out, he still was able to put those numbers out. Put those numbers up. Got 1 point from his kicker as well. Miles Austin got a 0. So he actually had 2 zeros and a 1. Still put up 90 because the Chiefs D, which is leading the league in defense right now, is looking really good. So MD looks solid right now. Gangsters, Eli Manning. Why let him go? Doing nothing. Put up a 0. Can't get a 0 from a quarterback. Just can't have that. Monty Ball. Looked like No Sean Marino's back in the mix there. Put up a 0. I won't even go through Gangsters. We put up 33 points. And like my squad, I just see a bunch of 0s, 2s, and 1s. So that just spells a bad game and definitely a cause for concern moving forward. Good game between Bomb Squad and Illmatic, 78. Bomb Squad, 73. Illmatic. Cam Newton finally came out, had a breakout game, 29 points. Matt Bryant, kicker, 13. Packers D, 18. So that kind of carries the load there for Bomb Squad. Pierce subbing in for Ray Rice, got him 8 points. But nothing really much from anybody else. Illmatic, Brady still struggling, trying to get their offense together. But Illmatic, I said he was at 188, so he's in the middle of that pack there. But like I say, Brady right now is not doing what you expect Brady to do. So until Brady gets going, Illmatic is not going to be able to jump into that top tier. Like I said, he probably would be when I did my analysis at the beginning of the season. Alfred Morris, 10 points, not bad. Tompkins, 13. Jimmy Graham is having a good year like they said he would, 19 points. No Sean Marino, 1 point. Akers, 9. So, good solid game. Just came up short by 5 points for Illmatic. But, good solid scoring game for him. Rick, 66. No Limit, 26. Just for fun, Peyton Manning's he's rolling. So Peyton's going to look like he's going to be putting up 20 to 30 every week for Rick. So that's a nice weapon to have when you have, I mentioned the hammer. When you got the hammer at the beginning or going into every week of somebody is going to put up points for you, then you just need solid production from everybody else to chip in to get you into these 60, 70, 80 plus point games. So Peyton, good game. Jock Bell from Detroit, 10 points. D'Angelo had a good game running the ball. Didn't score, but got him 6 points, 400 yards. And the kicker from New England, Gostkowski, seemed like he's been putting up double-digit points for Rick every game. Gray Jennings, Kellen Winslow, Eddie Royal, since those pickups, nothing. So Rick still has some concerns there, but back in, he's got a hammer with Peyton Manning, so that makes him a threat every week. No Limit just had a bad game. Once again, you got 26 points. No double-digit scores. Aaron Rodgers didn't have a good game, put up 6. And like I said, I'm looking at a bunch of 2s and 1s. So just a bad game for No Limit. Superfly. And like I said earlier, I think Superfly has been somewhat of the surprise of the season. 79. Don Mega, who's kind of struggling this year with 40. I think Don Mega is just ahead of me in scoring, so we would be 1 and 2. And I don't remember Don Mega drafting that low and maybe ever, but definitely it's been a while. So I know Cubs over there trying to figure it out, but just nobody's really blowing up for him. And like I look at his squad and Robert Griffith, we know he's not having the season we thought he may have. But then Doug Martin's not scoring a lot. Chris Johnson's not scoring a lot. Uh, Anquan Bolden, who we thought was going to have a good year based on the first game, but we know San Francisco struggled, so he's struggling right along with them. And T.Y. Hilton, I expected more out of it in Indy. He's not really doing much, so that's not helping either for Cubs over there. But Superfly, Matt Ryan's having a good year. DeMarco Murray blew up last week. Giovanni Bernard scored again, so he might be turning out to be worthy of that top. I think he drafted him in the first round. Pretty sure he did. They're starting to pay some dividends. James Jones, I don't know why I keep forgetting who has James. They say Jay Jones. I can't ever tell if it's who they are, James. But yeah, that's James Jones that Marcus has, and he scored again. Victor Cruz 1, Olsen 2, Brian Hartline, who's been solid over there in Miami, has like just a good scoring, solid scoring game. Nobody blew up, but that's what you want. You know, you got 15s and 14s and 16s and 9s and 7s and 8s. That's just a good balanced scoring attack. So Superfly is looking really good right now, moving forward. And I think he's going to be there in the mix, it looks like, unless somebody really falls off. Like I said, Don Maker's just having some struggles there, but still has a good team. But some people going to start stepping up. Killer Bees 80, Bet Your Money 66. Killer Bees, big game from Pittsburgh, should have known. Antonio Brown 21 points. Ravens D 26 points. Mac Prater, kicker 15. So that really carried Killer Bees. Had a solid game from Roethlisberger finally. And it's good. He didn't switch. I thought James would switch it over to Schaub, but you know he's a Pittsburgh boy, so he's gonna ride or die. And a good thing he didn't, because Schaub only put up 1 point. Isaac Redman, Mark Ingram. I don't know if that meant they didn't play. But there's nothing by their name, no yardage, no points or anything. So he put up his 80 points despite having 2 zeros and 2 1s and a 2. So it goes against that my criteria. But a big game for Killer Bees. Bet Your Money. Despite the loss, still scoring points. 66, not a bad game. Stafford once again put up a nice game of 19. Jordan Cameron, tight end, still blowing up for 20. But Ryan Matthews, Spiller, who I think got hurt, Brandon Marshall, Bryant, none of those guys really did much. Kendrick Hopkins, or Dietrich Hopkins, whatever his name is, Hopkins, the receiver from Houston, actually. 2 points. Zerline, the kicker, again put up another 1. So Seattle defense still been solid. So good game for Bet Your Money, just came up short. But they're still scoring well, so they're right in the middle where they want to be. So that's about it, fellas. Going to week 4, keep it pushing. And we'll see if things can turn around for some people and hopefully slow some things down for some others, like the Eagles. And so some of us can play catch up. But have a good week. Good luck in week 4. And we'll talk to you then. Later.